This is the town square. Here's where it all started. Pentis had arrested a local shopkeeper who couldn't afford to pay his taxes. Poor guy had hit a bad patch and didn't have the cash. How was he supposed to make the money to pay from inside a cell? A bunch of townsfolk came to petition Pentis to release him. We even clubbed together enough to pay off the debt. But Pentis wasn't interested. He wanted to make an example. He sent his soldiers to break up the protest.
So what happened? Things turned ugly?
Nah, Pentis misjudged it. His guards? They were local lads. They knew us. They marched down, then turned around and joined the protest.
Huh. I thought he was supposed to be popular with his men.
That's the Royal Army. They didn't grow up with him. Always loved throwing his weight around when he was younger. It didn't make him many friends. The local guards are mainly with us now. Anyway, once he realized the guard was on our side, Pentis panicked, fled the city. All of a sudden, we were free. We never meant to be a rebellion at first, but once we heard that King Bartel had put him in charge of his army, there was no way we were letting him back in. Pentis, nobles, royals, we don't need any of them. We can stand on our own 2 feet. Anyway, I'm getting distracted from the tour. The inn you'll be staying in is right over there. Further on, we've got the residential district, also got the local temple if you want to visit your old friend, or bars if you want to do something active. There's the council chambers over there. We've elected our own leaders now. Amelin is a bit stiff, but she's a pretty good leader. Don't tell anyone I said that, though. Keep on going and you'll get to the market district. If you need any supplies, that's the place to go. You can head where you want next, and we'll continue the tour from there.
What's over there?
Oh, there, the Pentis' mansion. It's closed off. There were suggestions that the council should meet there, but we decided it was better to hold it somewhere more public. There's not much to see there anyway. The whole place was looted when Pentis first fled the city. If Pentis ever gets his way and takes back the city, at least it'll be some comfort that he'll find his beloved status symbol gutted and empty. Anyway, enough of that jerk. Let's continue the tour. Oh, we gotta go places. Let's leave. We should probably stay in the city. Amelin is pissed enough as it is. Alright, fine. Can we talk to, these wandering people? Yes, we can.
Sometimes it's good to just sit back and smell the flowers.
Yeah, probably. Poor rat. Save it. I did. I stopped it. Now how the turntables. Good morning. Beautiful day to be free a man or woman. Yeah, freedom. Woo! Let's go to the inn first. In the tour. This is the inn, or at least it used to be. Now it's basically a bunkhouse for everyone who doesn't have a home in town. Refugees from Darmton, volunteers from across the kingdom, basically anyone in need of a roof over their heads is welcome to stay here. I guess that makes it your new home. It might seem a little cramped at first, but everyone's very friendly, so I'm sure you'll fit in.
It doesn't look that crowded.
Well, there aren't any freeloaders here. People have got jobs to do. Don't worry about that just yet, though. You can have some time to settle in first.
What's your job?
I'm in the defense force. It's my job to keep everyone else safe.
And you do that by letting random passers or buying the gate and then wandering around town giving tours?
Well, right now I'm guarding the inn, and I'm guarding you, and I'm protecting the town from this new suspicious outsider. Gotta keep a close eye on you. Come on, time to guard someplace else. I like this guy's attitude. Listen, your room is upstairs, room 17. How did you catch wind of my name already, sir? I think I might need to...
Me and my fiancé were passing through Darmton. When the soldiers attacked, he got me out, but he didn't make it. When we got engaged, he gave me a locket, but in the confusion I left it in our room at the inn. Now I don't even have a picture from him.
Like gasp!
Is this it?
You lost locket!
That's it. Thank you so much.
Receive the loot.
Please take my husband's loot. I tried to play it myself, but I'm no good. Maybe someone else can get some use out of it. I think he'd like it to be played again.
Hooray, we did a quest!
Thank you so much for finding my locket.
You're welcome. What did you give me in return? Loot thing or what? Loot? Loot! It needs tuning! No! It's worthless! Maybe perhaps you started a fetch quest. We're gonna find someone who needs a loot, and they're gonna give us a pineapple, and we're gonna be like, what do we gotta do with that? Yes. Hyper potion was found. Okie dokie.
Cooking for all these people is a lot harder than when we were just an inn. Still, it's good to know we're helping.
Well, that's just great. I'm glad you don't have to, circle back all the way through. So, well-designed place. I probably could have seen that room from the other room, just using my eyeballs. Busy, busy, busy. I'm sure you are. Talk to you.
How you guys doing? Ready to call it for the night?
You can't turn in yet. I've still got so much to show you.
Well, once you're done with your tour, come talk to me again. So, was there something else you wanted?
Oh. Can I ask you all these things? I'll start with how's Blank doing so we can pretend we're concerned.
Hard to tell, really. She only seems to talk in that weird 3-word sequence. Sleepy, dozy, tired. Case in point, she seems relatively relaxed though, given the circumstances. I expect she's just glad to be out of Darmton. She hasn't shown any signs of summoning another demon, you'll be pleased to hear.
What now?
Don't worry about it. We killed the last one. I'm pretty sure she's over that now.
Pretty sure?
So was there something else you wanted?
Alright, we'll go bottom up then. Thanks for getting me here.
Always happy to help a damsel in distress. I wasn't that useless, was I? Sorry, I shouldn't joke about it. You did good, considering what you'd just been through. Thanks, it's been rough, but in a way, keeping busy has been good for taking my mind off it. I don't think I'd have liked working the kitchens under Pentis anyway, so don't worry about it. So, was there something else you wanted?
Did you grow up in Hino?
Yep, born and bred. Why did you leave? Because of the rebellion? Nah, I was working in the palace before that even started.
You could have come back, though.
Sure, but I didn't want to. Let's not have this discussion again.
Nah, don't worry about it. You're here now, that's good enough for me.
So was there something else you wanted?
Why didn't you join the rebellion?
Because she just loves chilling with all the noble types.
Thank you, Saito, but I think I'd describe it a little differently. I don't disagree with the rebels' aim, for the most part. I just worry that conflict isn't the solution. In fact, it might just make things worse.
We can't just sit around and wait for things to get better. We have to do something.
That's a common mistake people make. If doing something just makes things worse, was it really better to do that something, or was nothing the better thing to do?
How exactly are we making things worse?
It's a war. People will die. People have already died, and now even the nobles that might have been sympathetic to our aims are against us. Besides, I don't suggest that we do nothing. We just need to be more subtle about it. For instance, if we could get a noble to see what common people go through every day, maybe we could convince them of the need for change. Maybe you could.
That's a nice idea, but not realistic. You'll never get a noble to agree to live like us, even for a little while.
Of course. Utterly ridiculous. You're right, of course, brother.
Wait, you're conceding the point to me? You never do that. Awesome, I win!
Sure, you win. So, is there something else you wanted?
I think that'll do. Blank!
Alyssa, Saito, hello. Hello, Blank. Do you mind if I ask you some questions?
We'll go bottom up with you too. What did you do for the war?
Family, friends, peace. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. I know it doesn't help you, but I've lost people too. If you ever need a shoulder to cry on or someone to talk to, I'd be happy to help. Appreciate it. Gratitude. Thanks. Do you mind if I ask some questions?
What's with talking in threes?
Oh, words. Finding. Hard. She's been through a lot. Let her talk how she wants to talk. Sorry, I didn't mean to criticize. I was just curious. Trying. Talking. Better. Take your time, Blank. There's no rush. We can understand you well enough. Do you mind if I... yeah. How are you holding up? Relief. Comfort. Company. Yep, everyone's super friendly here, right? This is your new home and mine too. It's all a little overwhelming right now, but I'm glad we can finally rest for a while. Home. War. Soldiers. Well, probably, but you'll be safe here. There's walls, lots of defenders. Nobody is getting in here without a fight.
Don't worry, Blank. I'll protect you.
Oaths, promises, words.
Were you a rebel back in Darton?
Rebel, no, home. Far as I can tell, she just lived there, and the rebellion came to her. If your town decides to rebel, you just become a rebel by default, like it or not.
The rebellion liberated Darmton from its lords. From its lords.
And look how that turned out.
That was Pentis' fault, not the rebels. Are you really trying to shift the blame onto us?
Oh, Pentis is the true cause of what happened to Darmton, but if the town hadn't been liberated in the first place, then he'd never have had a reason to destroy it.
We could never have known that something like that was going to happen.
Of course not. You had no way of knowing, but you should have been more cautious. The actions of the rebellion can have unintended consequences. Conflict, anger, pain. Sorry, Blank, I'll stop now. I've said my piece.
I've asked all the questions. We're done. More tour time. I kind of like that there's some competency and thought put into this plot. And it's not really like leaning into like rebellion cliches and stuff. What's this?
This is the town hall. Once we kicked out Pentis, this is where we all met to decide what to do next. We decided to elect our own leaders. A load of different people stood, but Amelin came out on top.
Did you stand?
Me? Nah, I ain't a leader. Not that I'm much of a follower either. So Amelin wins the vote, but she says she doesn't think there should be just one person in charge, so she's got together some other runners-up, and that's the council.
Sounds like you don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, we're kind of figuring this all out as we go along. It all seems to be going well enough so far. Looks like they're done talking.
Ah, our friends. I wonder what they were talking about. Play the piano. Or don't. Find a mega elixir in the clock. And this. Stimulant is found. I forgot what was in their box already. Friend.
Hi, Barrett.
Alyssa, Saito, how's it going? Can I help you with something?
What are you up to?
Amelin asked me to plan our next move. Pentis is sure to attack soon. He's blaming us for King Bartel's death, so he needs a big victory to cement his rule. We'll be ready for him. Somehow.
Is it that bad?
It certainly isn't good. Pentis has almost double our numbers. Fortunately, if he is coming to us, we have the walls. Not that that did Darmton much good. Don't worry, Barrett. We've beaten him before. We'll beat him again. I wish I had your confidence, Saito. It certainly won't be easy.
We'll beat him. We have to.
Don't worry, I'm not giving up or anything. It's a long way from over yet. Can I help you with something?
How'd you become a rebel?
You may have noticed that I don't exactly come from around here. I'm from Tiberia, across the ocean to the south. We ousted our emperor back when I was just a kid. My dad fought in the revolution. I guess I always looked up to him. When I heard about the rebellion here, I just felt that this was something I should do. Get involved, help out.
To make your father proud?
No, that's not it at all. Okay, maybe a little. It was more, I was granted freedom. Didn't work for it, it just happened. Now was my chance to help someone else do the same. You're a good man, Barrett. Yeah, I like to think so.
Thanks for the help getting here.
No problem. As I said at the time, I had to come back here anyway. You tagging along didn't hurt anything. Besides, you're hardly dead weight yourself. You've helped me out just as much as I helped you along the way. You don't owe me anything.
Well, I wanted to thank you anyway.
What do you think of Amadeus?
You really want an answer to that question?
I guess not. He isn't such a bad person, really. This just wasn't his plan.
Don't get me wrong, I can see that. I don't hate him, it's just that he can be a bit frustrating. He's clearly here because he has no other choice. If things had turned out differently, I bet he'd be a lot happier lining up with Pentis. People don't always get to choose which side they end up on. Plenty of people here never chose to be rebels. It just happened. I guess you're right, if you're sure we can trust him.
He saved my life in Baron. Don't worry, he's a bit stern, but he is a good man. He's just a little out of his comfort zone.
Alright, I guess I can try to give him a bit more slack.
Yeah, I meant to pick the bottom one. Why did it jump to that? I pressed up. I guess it's, I guess it must be on nothing right now by default, even though, like, that's not showing the option there. It's a little weird how these menus work. I guess you're all councilmen. I want to talk to Packard first.
Hello, Alyssa, Saito. Hi, Packard. Was there something you wanted to discuss?
Reading something good?
Peyton's Beyond Meaning. It's a philosophical work discussing the morality of a literal versus an allegorical interpretation of the scriptures.
That sounds interesting.
Well, philosophy ain't for everyone. So, do you enjoy books like that? You don't find them a little dry? They can be a bit hard going sometimes, but it's good to read a book that makes you think. Not that I don't enjoy the odd novel from time to time as well, just right now I'm feeling a little philosophical.
How'd you become a rebel?
The way I see it, it's the only choice.
But don't the scriptures tell people that the nobility are chosen by the gods? How can a priest join the rebels?
The scriptures say a lot of things. Sometimes it's impossible to follow all the rules. For instance, the scriptures also talk about compassion, justice. If the nobles act against that, I'd argue that it's my duty to intervene.
Are the nobles really that bad?
All of them? No, but it only takes one bad noble placed into power by the accident of birth to make the people suffer. When the people of Vanilla rose up against Pentis, the nobility responded. Good men or bad, they came to Pentis' aid. The entire system of nobility is flawed. We will find something better.
And what about the nobles themselves? Not the class, but the actual people.
A lot of people here would like to just kill them. Personally, I think that once they've been removed from power, they should be free to live the rest of their lives as normal citizens. Provided they don't make an attempt to return to power, of course.
That's good to hear. This doesn't need to turn into a bloodbath.
You two are entirely too soft on nobles. I know it can be hard to believe having grown up with Pentis, but not all the nobles deserve to die. If we start our new republic for the massacre, then are we really any better than the nobles are? Was there something you wanted to discuss?
Thanks for getting here.
And not at all. The information you and your friends brought us was invaluable. Not to mention your assistance in rescuing Blank was much appreciated. Poor girl, I hate to imagine what she's been through.
You weren't upset about the whole making a deal with a demon thing?
Well, it certainly isn't ideal, but what were our options? Can I really judge someone for doing what was necessary to save themselves? Besides, we dealt with the demon, so in the long run, no harm done. Physically speaking, of course, the mental scars will take longer to heal. Was there something you wanted to discuss?
What do you think Amadeus?
He's one of these people who insist on taking every rule literally, even if it misses the spirit in which the rule was made in the first place. That doesn't make him a bad person, it just makes him incredibly infuriating to deal with.
I'd have thought you two would have gone along better.
Zealots like him give the rest of us a bad name. Don't worry though, he's on the right path. Give him some time and he'll come around. I think that's all we needed to talk about, yeah.
You're a good guy, Packard.
Turns out that governing is a lot more frustrating than it looks. Not sure why the nobles were so keen to hang on to power in the first place.
Never thought I'd be in charge of anything. Truth be told, I can't help but feel a little overwhelmed.
The council is very busy. Unless you have some important business, please do not disturb us.
Alan, don't you want to talk? Be that way. Meh. Let's go left.
This is the residential district. Up in the northwest, we've got the Severed Head. Nice little tavern, don't mind the name. It used to be the Lord's Head, but, well, you get the idea. Next to the tavern, we've got an empty plinth, which used to be a statue of Pentis. Somewhat less fun as the temple to the northeast.
Not a religious man, then, I take it.
I don't know, just never really gave it much thought, to be honest. Anyway, right in the center of town is the most important building of them all.
Oh, what's that?
My house.
Okay, then.
Child.
Out of my way, you can't impede my freedom.
Yes, I can. But I will not, because that's wrong.
Look at my humble home. It's not much to look at, but it's mine.
Don't put yourself down, it's very nice.
Not got much on the castle, though.
What?
You used to work at the castle with my sister, right?
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Of course. What did you think I meant?
Oh, look at the time. We'd best get back to the tour.
Okay, then.
You don't have things I can take, so this is actually the worst house. Anyway, hi.
Man, there's a lot of them. I don't care who the statue was of. Someone worked hard on it, and now it's destroyed forever.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Kind of feel the same way. Art should not be destroyed, even if its meaning changes over time. 50 G's worth out. Like a statue like this could have been a tribute to someone, and then maybe it stands as like a symbol of their oppression if they became tyrants, you know?
Here it is, the Severed Head, my local watering hole. Don't worry, despite the name, it's actually quite friendly. Fancy a drink?
Sure, it's been a pretty long day.
Ooh, getting a drink with Psycho, look at this. What's your poison?
I'd like a glass of wine, please.
Oh, we've got mead.
Oh, meat is fine, thanks.
And another for me.
Coming right up.
So, wine, huh? That's an expensive taste.
Well, you know, leftovers in the castle kitchens. I guess you just get used to it.
Ha! I knew you weren't quite the goody-two-shoes as you were pretending to be. Swiping the nobles a line? I like it. Come to think of it, Princess must have had some wine stashed in his mansion. Don't know what happened to it. Maybe I could rustle some up for you.
Oh, you don't need to do that.
Sure, I don't have to. Maybe I want to. Besides, getting drunk off of Pentis's reserve sounds mighty tempting anyway.
Who is this?
Saito, fancy seeing you here when you're supposed to be on guard duty. Who's the new girl?
Oh, hi.
I get to name you too? Another party member incoming. Oh, jeez. Going with the first things entering my brain again. You're Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn, this is Alyssa. Alyssa, Gwendolyn.
New girl? Oh, don't worry, honey. I'm not a threat. Saito isn't my type. Threat? So, does she always just repeat what other people say? Because I imagine that must get a little tiring. Is she always this rude? Because I can imagine that must be very unpleasant. Ooh, Kitty has claws. I like her.
So, what are you doing here, Gwendolyn?
I'm a bard, Saito. This is a tavern. My tavern, you know, where I work.
Right.
I'm sensing some tension here.
No tension. We're good friends, really. Gwendolyn just likes to tease me a bit.
When I first moved to town, Saito tried to put the moves on me, but like I said, not my type.
Yeah, thanks for that, Gwendolyn. No need to tell literally everyone you ever meet.
Oh, you're a big boy, you can take it. Besides, you'd have found out eventually. Confessing your love in the middle of the tavern was hardly subtle.
Are you done?
Sorry, I'll stop grabbing your style now. See you later, Saito. You too, Melissa. Did you really confess your love for her in front of the whole tavern?
Sorta, yeah, it was dumb.
I think it's quite sweet, in a really awkward, embarrassing way.
Really? You think maybe I should try it again sometime?
Please don't.
Feedback received. Well, drink up, back to the tour.